two or more observations. So you put a detector here,
Correct. Yeah, you can
and
see
you
the
put a
two.
detector there,
Yeah.
and you perform photogrammetry in the muon domain. With photogrammetry, they can, let's say, with an approximation that
Yeah.
twice the approximation of the position of the big void, because they are not sure, because you have a base of difference
Yes.
in viewing in the muon domain.
Yeah, so the
Okay?
view angle
The view angle.
of the muon detectors,
Yes.
you can see here that the one placed inside the Queen's chamber is looking up, and then they have the second detector on the northern face so that it's looking up in this direction and then into the structure so that they can do a comparison between what's detected on scanner A and scanner B to come up with a composite image of the location of this new void. So again, I thought this was important to include, and this is the data.
Absolutely.
So A is the signature on all four of these of the King's chamber. B is the location of the Grand Gallery, and here is the detection of the new void.
Mm.
So they're showing it. Again, this is not very reassuring either. What am
I
I?
don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so
I'm sorry, Jeffrey, but my results are better than this.
well,
So,
no, Filippo,
really.
that's why I put this in here, was
In
for the
in
exact
Italy
reason.
we say chiedi all'oste se il vino è buono in Roman, in Latin.
You
I'm
said that
sorry.
during the presentation, and I still have no
What does
idea
that
what
mean?
it's the
È
mean.
come I tell you, I will translate, but to all the Italians è come chiede all'oste se il vino è buono. It's like asking the owner of the restaurant if his wine is good. Okay.
So that's
You
why I
take SAR Doppler tomography over muons all day, muon detection.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I put this in here. Is for the layperson,
Yeah.
right, who's looking at Filippo's data and they're saying, I can't understand anything of what I'm seeing here. It just looks like a bunch of mess.
Yeah.
If you look at this looks like a bunch of mess too, right? And you really have to have an expert at that particular scanning technology do a detailed assessment of what we're actually looking at here.
Even
But this, the reason I put this in is this is the data that they have used to justify the archaeological excavations that will occur to investigate the big void. This is what it looks like.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's like, what the hell are we looking at?
Nice
here?
void, big
Yeah.
void.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
looks like
so when I pulled this up after I did Danny's show,
A big mess.
because
big
we were
void.
talking, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. No, it looks like abstract. It looks like a nice album cover to me.
Yeah, because I wanted to see. I'm a stickler for looking at the raw data. I don't like looking at the models. I don't like, I want to see the actual. Show me what the scans show. Like we were talking about with the labyrinth and Hawara scan.
Yeah.
Show me the actual scan.
Well, this was, I mean, I don't want to get
Side
too
discussion,
off course, but
exactly.
and we'll bring this up in our one-on-one, but you mentioned to me right before the podcast, I was like, what about the 40-meter long tic-tac shaped object in the labyrinth and underneath Hawara? And you were like, that was only written about in a blog post. And I, to be honest, I'm a fan of Ben Van Kerkwyk, so that was the first time I had heard, and he was kind of pouring a little cold water on your stuff as if that was less tested than the tic-tac shaped object, but
this
feels more legit to me if that's from a blog post.
It's been interesting to see the reaction of the community.
Yeah.
And people because we're all in this community of alternative ancient history.
Yeah.
And the reaction of some people, again, has been complete rejection immediately. Some people love it, 100% no objections, but there's nobody that's really taking a middle ground on this and asking honest, objective questions. It's like, I'm kind of honored to be in the position to be here to have this conversation because I've invested a lot of time in trying to understand this.
Yeah.
I've read the papers. I've looked at the conventional scanning stuff. I've investigated the muon data. And this is super important to my overall work is making sure that we really understand what's going on here.
Love it.
And
let's keep going.
It's just been weird to see the reactions of people in the community where they're either debunking it or they're on board 100%.
Yeah.
And there's nobody that's really.
Well, it's just ego. You like your identity gets wrapped up in a position and then you pre-crystallize knowledge and you end up engaging in bad thinking instead of being like, oh, damn, I don't want that to be true. But just the facts seem like it's true,
Yeah.
and it's,
If I can
you gotta
add
kind
yes, if I can add something
Yeah.
constructively, I may say this. If a mutual collaboration between the Scam Pyramid project and maybe our research team will be possible, I think things will go better.
So muons plus SAR Doppler tomography.
Mass SAR Doppler tomography
Yeah,
plus mass muon, maybe things will be better. No?
sure.
Sure.
Well, I think it would also be a way, because muons are more tried and true and accepted in a conventional scientific sense, that for them that would be like, oh, this pattern matches, like what we are deriving from the muon detection.
Yeah.
I think where it gets tough is trying to get a kilometer deep with the muons. I think that's
Yeah.
But
that's
once,
hard.
yes, that's true, because you have to go 1 kilometer deep,
You can't do that.
install the detector, and then you see what there is.
Yeah, and for that you need the Ministry of
But
Culture to let you go down there and do that.
with a collaboration, not the separation, a collaboration. So I work with you, you work with me. We share what we have, we share our knowledge and our gaps.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so sharing knowledge and gaps, I think things will work better.
Right.
In my personal
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
So my next question here, and as we'll see in just a moment, the SAR team has detected some features that go around the King's Chamber. Filippo,
So that is the King's Chamber.
yeah,
A.
here A.
They say that A is the King's Chamber.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Vabbè,
as I'll
okay,
show
look,
you,
alright.
you know what I'm talking about. The
Yes.
features that go around
Sì,
the
sì.
King's Chamber.
Yeah.
So why do you think that they haven't shown that when you're picking it up on your data? And I'll fast forward a little bit here. This 3D diagram.
Yes.
So here is the big void.
Yeah.
You're showing it more transverse.
Transverse, like that. Yes.
They're depicting it as more longitudinal.
Okay.
Their scans show it north to south.
Yeah.
Yours is showing it east to west.
Yeah.
And you're detecting these features that are possibly connected into the big void
Yes.
that go around
Yes.
the King's Chamber. This is the King's Chamber here
No,
at the
that's
center.
the
Yeah,
King's Chamber
the top
is
of the King's
below,
Chamber.
the
Yeah.
top of the King's
Correct,
Chamber.
yeah.
Okay.
And then
okay. So
and then you have this feature here.
Yeah. We can also overlap the results of the muon with the that.
Right, right. Yeah.
We can put it
correct.
one on.
So my question is,
Yeah.
why is nothing like that shown here when you are detecting it on your data?
I don't know why. Because they are not able to detect things. Jeffrey, in that results, I'm a scientist, so I am very used to read the mess
Yes.
information inside things that there I'm seeing nothing there.
Can I ask it differently?
I'm sorry, yeah,
Are-
but I'm
Are
seeing
there-
nothing.
I
there-
agree. I don't, this is very difficult to read.
Can I ask it differently?
Sure.
Are there other examples of things where muon detection fell short as far as predicting a structure that we know existed? We know the structure existed. Muons fell short.
There's another comparison coming up here in just a moment of the scan results where it's not showing something
Yeah.
that the SAR team. So again, there hasn't been much competition in the archaeological space
Yeah.
where we're comparing these different technologies. So now we're in a unique position where there is a competitor technology to the muon scanning where we're saying, okay, this is showing this isn't showing it. Sometimes this, so
Yeah.
there's this
But
is
I mean, in any
far as I
archaeological or
know.
scientific context, like, because that would be really helpful. Because if it's like muons never miss, then I'm
Right.
like, okay, you got a false positive on the SAR Doppler tomography.
Yeah.
If it's like, but there are a few times where muons do miss in these other cases. I do think that's
Sure.
illustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I would love to see some control.
Well-
Yeah. So we have a King's Chamber here, and I could move the
Oh, that's the King's Chamber.
This is
Oh.
the King's Chamber A, and this is the Grand Gallery here. And what Filippo's team is detecting is a structure that goes around the King's Chamber here. And
But I think, as I saw in those results, in these horizontal pictures, more pictures, which I repeat is the sum of all the horizontal layers that I tell here publicly, the research team of Moon team, there is a method to discriminate different layers.
Right.
They are not applied.
To pull slices.
Yes.
They're just looking at the composite image.
The sum. The
Yeah,
composite
correct.
image. You can do it.
Okay.
They can do it.
Okay.
Maybe I can move.
Yeah. Go for it.
Go. So this is the top of the Z.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's looking down at the top of the
Yes.
pyramid. Correct.
Okay. This is let's say, is the king's chamber.
Correct. A is the king's chamber in these images. Yeah.
Then this is something related to the grand gallery.
Correct. B, the arrow pointing to B is the grand gallery. Correct.
On the other hand, they are detecting the queen's the king's chamber.
Yep.
On another view angle. Which
Yes.
is
Yes.
obviously B. This is the grand gallery.
Yep.
Okay. So we have two different view angles. This geometry and this geometry. Very good. And also other geometries. This and also this. The important thing that I am observing that here you have two things. This and this.
Yeah, that's the new void.
Wait.
Yeah.
This and this.
Yep.
Here you have only this. Why here you have only this and here you have this and this? Which is the difference? Because the orientation seems similar. Why? There's written on the paper.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah. Here.
Because I tell you what is. They are confusing something.
Yes. So here are the explanations of the positioning.
Vabbè.
And this breaks down the whole graph. And then here on this side are sort of the
Yes, the reflectivity. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we go to the previous slide, please, Jeffrey? Okay. It can be that this is the Grand Gallery top roof and this is the Grand Gallery floor, and they are, in Italy we say, taking cazzi per contrabbassi. No?
Taking cut. What do you mean?
No, don't say it.
Taking
No,
liberties.
don't say it. Don't
Okay.
say it.
Presented all of the mathematical analysis
Sì,
of
sì,
the data detection, but I didn't put that in here because it's way beyond
it's
any of
esoteric.
our
Jesse, but
assessment.
Yeah.
it is a question of
We can-
geometry. Please,
Yeah.
please look. If you watch the dimension of the king's chamber and the top of the Z, A, so the distance, the horizontal distance of that.
So these things should actually be
A.
connecting. This should be connected into this.
So that's an error.
Well, it also depends on, again, like he's saying, it's a composite of horizontal layers.
Right.
The only part of the grand gallery that connects into the king's chamber is on the top layer. As you go down in the structure, the integration between the king's chamber, antechamber, and grand gallery, there is no more connection between the two. So basically what Filippo is pointing at here is this signature and this signature here. And he's saying that instead of this secondary signature being reflective of a new chamber, it's actually part of the grand gallery.
That's the
where
Grand Gallery.
this is the top of the chamber and this is the lower portion of the chamber.
Yes. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to show what the existing technology was.
Yeah.
So that the lay person can see the difference between the two, what the data looks like, and see how much of it's a difficult process to understand what is going on with any of this stuff.
This is so
If
esoteric.
you are not an expert in that particular scanning technology.
Well, we should send this to people who are good at reading muon scans. But you're saying, Jeffrey, is we know that they do get that disconnection wrong, that little point. We know for sure.
Well, again, as Filippo said, it could be a byproduct, the same way with SAR technology,
well, the slicing.
where it doesn't pick up all of the chambers because of the particular slice.
Right.
This may not be vertical slices, but horizontal layers where they're not picking the layer where
but they're picking the sum, the vertical sum of all the layers.
So it should have it. If it's a sum of top to bottom,